video. Yay! Maybe. Anyway, Vlogadome 7 is available. Link somewhere. So it's on economics, so I thought I would just read these comments and comment on just the whole nature of conversation with human beings. It really is just fucking impossible. Yeah, yeah. Just say they can't stay on the subject ever. Um, they can't argue the argument. These are just such fundamental problems. And finding the way to do that communicating with them thing is just really difficult, short of dressing up as a cartoon character, which I suppose is probably the way to go. Just don't really want to resort to that, but I don't know. Anyway. Anyway, uh, you know, yeah, I probably can do it, but I really just don't want to do that. Damn. Anyway, so yeah, I'll see if I have something else to say. I'll just do a couple of these comments, because they're just such a perfect illustration of just asshole people. Anyway, so I did this Vlogadome was on economics, and I just did the rundown. We're just consumers and producers. Be really cool if we could have a more efficient system, get more, reward people for working, don't reward them for doing that vagina falling out of thing, all that kind of crap. Really simple, two basic themes: inheritance be bad, and we don't need owners. Really simple, and no, not on subject. Anyway, John Yin guy, who now I'm glad I blocked him on my regular channel because he's an asshole. Managed about half the show. It's not really my kind of material to dig into. So this is an asshole who wants to argue about what the meaning of Hansel and Gretel fables are. Like, what's the underlying meaning? What did Hansel really think? And what was Gretel really up to? And what was the witch really trying to do? Because he'll argue Jeebus theories forever. I mean, that's okay. He'll write tons of text to be all interested in what Jesus really was trying to do, what the Jesus myth really is about. That he'll dig into. But, two simple themes, inheritance and ownership, nah, that he can't deal with. It is very important, obviously. Well, no, obviously it's not very important, you jackass. You can only watch half of it. You don't have anything relevant on the subject to say. But, it's obviously important. Obviously it's not. But there is an answer. But is there an answer to the global financial situation? I don't know. I'm just saying, gee, it's just IOUs, and maybe we shouldn't be making all these IOUs, and maybe instead of making IOUs, we should just pay people to do productive work. Yeah, maybe that's what we should do. No, not really. The whole video is about how it's really simple, really. You don't give people the keys to the universe for not doing anything of merit. Gee, that's too complicated a concept. I mean, obviously you're living off of it. These players have been playing for thousands of years, since the days of ancient Babylon. Again, so what? There was lots of things that went on for thousands of years, and then we said, gee, that's a really dumb thing to be doing, so let's not do that no more. I mean, I can list hundreds. I mean, yes, there's still some cultures where they'll knock out your front teeth, for the sake of a ritual. But in most cases, the really dumb fucking stuff, most of the educated people aren't doing that anymore. All the best with it, fuck you, and I hope it gets a few more clicks for the effort that went into the production. Well, there's no point in hoping, right? Because even people who are casually interested and casually this and casually that can't give a fuck. So, but really, thank you not for this not very good advertisement, fucker. At least it's on this comment section, so nobody will see it anyway. Alright, then this logical empiricist guy who's just what a cunt. LOL, Anton and Pyro in there. Did they give written consent that their image may be used in a television broadcast? Yeah, obviously it's way within the bounds of fair use, but I don't even know if you could call it even something relevant to that circumstance, considering the source of the images and considering the use of the images. Third-hand use, that's like having the radio on in somebody else's house while you're making a video. But go ahead, be a prick, because that's what you do best. No, be a cunt, a skanky cunt, because that's what you do best. Oh, I just hate these people. And this guy, I don't even know what this one means. Holy shit! As an economically illiterate person, the last 4 minutes was amazing shock. I don't know what that exactly means. The last 4 minutes was what me saying cunt shit, shit. The rich are evil, plague, run away. But anyway, we'll see. So he's gonna watch it again. Good. All right, now this one. This is the idiot. What would happen if the debt was canceled, forgiven? Question marks. He asked a bunch of other stupid questions. Well, it's not the subject of the video, but obviously all the people that own the debt are the rich, and so all the rich would be poor if you did that, because all their money is made out of those debt slips. So if the debt slips are all bad, they don't have any money. And our whole economy is based on serving the rich, so that would mean we'd have to reindustrialize, because we don't have any way to make money except to make money working for the rich people who are stealing the money from the Chinese people. Get it? You probably don't. How do you deal with higher education and job skills, work-wise? Well, gee, that's not the subject of the video. Again, the subject was about 2 simple solutions. Get rid of paying people for not working, and we don't need owners. That was the subject of the video, but no, don't pay attention to that. Yeah, fuck subjects. But obviously, if we're not giving all the money to the people not working, that means the money will go to the people who are working. So number one, their salaries double. And then in a circumstance where legacy ownership doesn't exist, as I did point out in the video, the bidding price for everything goes down, because we're not getting outbid by fake debt money. Especially fake debt money that's junk bonds and a bunch of other crap that should have gone bankrupt 10 years ago. Yeah. You get it? Prices be lower, incomes be higher, therefore education isn't so expensive. And we already did a video on education and pointed out that you could do education for 1/10,000th of the cost if you just break the teacher's copyright. You just scab them out of business by just having a national university pay the highest salaries in the world and just video the tape, the thing, and broadcast it for free. And then you just have standardized tests. You pass the standardized test, guess what? You get a degree. Not that complicated. LOW. If you are going to school to gain special knowledge, who pays for the school? Again, it's not the subject of the fucking video, but obviously there's 2 answers. Watch video number 4, or whatever the fuck it is, and the people will have more money. That's who will pay for the school. How does one survive while in school? These are questions that have absolutely nothing to do with the video. Do you understand that? The 2 subjects of the video, getting rid of inheritance and not having owners, doesn't mean anything to this education subject, you dumb cunt. The only people who wouldn't be able to go to school just the same as they're going to school now, except much easier, would be the spawn of the rich. The 1% spawn of the rich who aren't using their degrees anyway, you fucking idiot. How do you deal with the disabled? Oh my God, it's not the subject of the fucking video. I think we should just humanely dunk them in acid or something. Because, yeah, they're not terribly useful. But let's say we're not going to dump them in acid. We do it the same way we're doing it now, jackass. We give them some bare minimum crappy existence, meagerly living in shit. Fucker. Homemaker? What is the fuck that means? Healthcare and doctors? What is that about? Who cares? What does that have to do with the subject? How does not having owners and not having the rich change healthcare and doctors? Oh, I don't think it does at all. Where does value start? Oh, God, you're so... I mean, fuck, it was right in the video, you dumbass. It's called production. Okay, you make something that somebody else wants. That's what it comes out of want, shithead. Fixed prices based on resources? No, that would be stupid. Supply and demand? Well, obviously that sort of makes sense to create demand to fulfill supply. What is $1 worth? $1 is worth the fact that there's only 129 billion of them. Trillion. So 1.29 trillion of them. That's what it's worth. It's worth how many you make of it, you dumb fuck. That's supply and demand. You keep supply low enough so it doesn't consume all the demand, and then it'll retain its value. Dumb ass. But again, it's not the subject of the video. What do you do with the wealth assets? Oh shit, there won't be any in the future, so they're not really going to be a problem, but you sell them. That's what you do with them. That's called the market, jackass. That's how you convert something into money or value, is you put it on the market and sell it. What is the value cutoff point of wealth? I said in the video $1 million. You just can't pay any fucking attention, can you? You just want to waste my goddamn fucking time because you're just another fucking idiotic human who just can't play along for 10 fucking minutes. Alright, it was an hour. But out of your whole fucking idiotic lifetime, how many hours do you actually pay the fuck attention? Why are you always just sitting there saying, I'm going to be whip-snide, I'm just going to nitpick, naysay, whip-snide. I mean, that's all you're good for, you stupid, lousy piece of shit. I mean, really, the video, really, it wasn't a masterpiece, but it was a pretty good, if you just pay the fuck attention and listen along, you can get the themes. It sort of explains the game, and you just fucking couldn't do that. You couldn't just fucking listen, pay attention, and then if you were going to do something constructive, it would be argue with one of the specific points made about inheritance or not having owners. I mean, it's just going to be so difficult. I was watching some stupid, one of those, I shouldn't watch them. Some Bill Nye science guy, made for TV show with Mickey Q Cuckoo, and, you're just saying, it's not their fault entirely, but it's just all this, everything is all this, it's like a science show, and it's all just bubble gum. 90% of the show is just bubble gum. Show pictures, bounce this image, it's just cartoon. Ugh. You're just saying, like, it's just so built into their rhetoric. They keep talking about the Earth pulling on the moon, and they keep talking about it, the attraction, and it's just like they don't even consider the idea of the moon being pushed into its orbit, being pushed into the Earth, and it's just so funny that they don't even consider it. It's not even considered a force, this idea of gravity pushing things into something. And then there was that was part of it. The other thing that was weird is when they got to quantum, they actually didn't do it where they talked about photons having magic powers, which is just kind of funny. They did talk about photons going through two slits, but at least they didn't have magic powers. But they actually said, like, electrons. They used the word the electrons, and even implied that electrons were complicated, and so at least that was some concession. But no explanation. It was just, what can I say? But yeah, it's like the whole vocabulary, because, really, if you took quantum mechanics for its actual definition, it's not an insidious pile of rubbish. It's just the way they've, reinterpreted it and turned it into something that there's just no need to turn it into. and they keep stepping right over, I mean, like I said, Einstein was wrong about the relativity thing, but they just keep stepping over the Einstein objections if you don't play dice, and the spooky action at a distance kind of. I mean, they just keep ignoring, that grandfather Einstein. No likey this bullshit. Anyway, I certainly don't like it. But anyway, and then the other video I watched was on the dark matter thing. Oh, that was just, the mathematics they have for gravity in the big universe. Tensors and skeisers and stringles and bingles. I mean, you have all these different convoluted mathematical matrices inside of math, and then you like multiply them and divide them, and you're saying, how the fuck could this possibly be coherent math? But I mean, the whole thing is they're just not accounting for the fact that gravity probably is different in different parts of the universe. It's pressure, it can be variable. And that probably accounts for differences noticed. But the whole idea that they think they can identify something called the gravity, consistently based on lensing of all things. I mean, that's, lensing isn't really going to do justice to gravity. So it's going to be more about how old the gravity is, not, young gravity. There's going to be more lensing because there's going to be more particulates in the universe around that entity. And the older a system is, probably the less gravity it'll appear to have based on lensing, because there'll be less particulates in the gravitational fields, in the density of the gravitons. The gravitons haven't cleaned the area yet. Takes a while to clean the little tiny particles. Anyway, is that enough? Yeah, I believe it is. Even though technically the little tiny particles should move just about as fast as the big particles, ironically. But even, see, that sort of says something to you, right? Because the big particles aren't falling into the center either. The galaxy is big and huge and has lots of stuff spiraling that hasn't fallen into the vortex. So obviously all the little stuff is taking its time also. And the little stuff could be going faster, and so it could be even harder to suck down the toilet. So anyway, yeah, so there's multiple points made. Yeah, I guess there's nothing else I need to get to. This whole computer thing has got me really irritated. The big monster computer. It has the crappy bulging, stupid capacitor problem again. I'm just so sick of these capacitors. I mean, it's the second motherboard in a year. Stupid capacitors. Anyway, and then the other computer that does the stuff I usually want done runs on the Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi is being interrupted by something, and it might be the stupid little Android, and it's just kind of irritating. Why can't I should be able to Android without fucking up the Wi-Fi on the other laptop, and then you have to, it's just a pain in the ass to get the Wi-Fi back to working. I mean, you have to go into the settings, you have to disable, then you have to turn it off, and then you have to re-able it, and then you have to turn it back on, and then you have to reload all the software that was running. And it's cold here. I mean, it's a nice day today, but it's the last nice day for another week of horrible, frigid weather. I mean, daytime highs in the teens. I mean, oh, fuck this. I'm really quite sick of it all. Sick of it. Yeah. I hate it here. Anyway. What else do I got? Home. This mumbo jumbo, my way out of it. Mumbo jumbo. Pretend. Yeah, pretend. Pretend I'm not in reality. Apparently that works for people. Yeah, just pretend my way out of it.